That's the life you really want to live. The couple spent their savings to buy a century-old food house. The whole process is personally designed and remodeled. Nothing from the beginning. Become the dream that the whole network envies today. The interior decoration of a clerk is not only luxurious. The scenery outside is even more breathtaking. The stone house is located in the Italian Alps. It's about 650 meters above sea level. It has a history of more than 200 years. Today is the first day that the Abu family officially moved in. As soon as I got out of the car, I was shocked by the scene in front of me. It feels like you're in a cloud wonderland. Open the broken iron gate and enter the courtyard. The children seemed very excited. The wife is also too excited to speak. Looking at the stone house close at hand. This has always been her dream life. There is also a donkey left by the original owner on the hillside. Immediately gave Abu a feeling of great value for money. Open the second door inside. Really touch the stone walls. Let the wife's wandering heart finally settle down. Turn the door lock full of history. A family of four enters the food. The light inside is very dim. The shelves are lined with various tools. It seems that the original owner thought very carefully for them. And at the foot of the mountain is the small town. Daily supplies should be very convenient. To make this place clean as soon as possible. The two planned to clean up the surrounding weeds first. And the little girl was there doing her bit. Since the second door is covered with wire, if you are not careful, you may be scratched. Considering the safety of the family when entering and leaving, I can't let him see the sun tomorrow. Just when everyone was busy, there was a clear sky. In the blink of an eye, it started to rain. So, they went inside, waiting for the rain to stop. The light in the house is not good. When it encounters a cloudy day, it is about the same as nothing. So Abu put a light bulb on the roof. Just connect the mobile power supply. The room immediately became bright. The air is much cleaner after the rain. A town hidden by clouds looms. There's a little bit of fireworks coming along. The next day, Abu found a few dead trees from the mountain. After cutting into sections with a handsaw, tied to a rope and dragged home. And you just sharpen one end. Carbonize on top of a fire. The wood treated in this way is not only insect resistant and preservative, and it's not easy to deform and crack due to moisture. It is the most suitable choice for making guardrails. Anyone who has seen Martin's stone house knows. Before the building approval comes down, they can't do anything on the inside. The stone house is divided into 2 floors. There are 3 rooms on each floor. In the middle of the first floor is the living room. It still has the original oversized fireplace. You can hide in the fire in winter. The staircase at the door leads to the second floor. The wooden floor above is newly replaced. Stepping on it gives people a full sense of stability. And there's no wire in here except. The problem of water sources also depends on God's face. The only thing on the mountain that can be sold. It's this guy who looks like your friend. Just a few carrots a day. Can provide you with full emotional value. And of course, there is a bonus with the purchase of food. Around 16,000 square meters of land. And the chestnut trees all over the back mountain. At least let them not have to suffer these days. But this is not the way to go in the long run. In order to put his wife's cooking skills to use, Abu plans to build another outdoor kitchen. Since there is no extra material on the mountain, he had to tear down the old fence, then splice it back together according to your own wishes. With the creation of an outdoor kitchen, the wife immediately showed off her cooking skills. From moving here to now, the family finally had a decent meal. The next day, Abu found a designer. Measure the size of all doors and windows of the food. So after the building approval comes down, you can directly start sealing the room. Considering the safety concerns on the mountain, Abu installed surveillance at the door again. You can see the situation at home when you go out in the future. With the autumn in the mountains, trees are dyed with colorful colors. Today Abu went down the mountain and bought planks. After cutting to the right size, assemble it into the shape of a wooden box. And then it's carbonized at high temperatures. Make it achieve the effect of insect and preservative. Used as a vegetable bed for growing vegetables. Then pour nutrient soil into it. Considering the weather has started to cool, you need to grow some more hardy vegetables. After irrigation with the source of life, spread the fallen leaves evenly on top. It can play a certain role in heat preservation. At the same time, the physical building approval has come down. They can finally embark on an internal makeover. The first is the slate floor. Abu plans to demolish them all. It is convenient to lay pipes and insulation. Of course, don't throw away the removed slate. Each piece is at least hundreds of years old. Gather it carefully. Can be repurposed later. A group of uninvited guests came to the next mountain. Abu resisted the idea of a teething agent. Drive them out of their turf. In preparation for the upcoming Christmas, he bought a Christmas tree from the town. Fill it with beautiful lanterns. And there was a holiday atmosphere. After Christmas the next day, in order not to waste this single seedling, after Abu took his daughter to dig a hole in the hillside, planted it in. It can also be regarded as the first one who lived here. Festival and with the cleaning of the slate indoors. The wife collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. But it's really just the beginning. The room on the left side of the first floor was used to raise cattle in captivity. Just the Xiangzi dug up was full. The smell emitted is even more direct to the sky. The wife rushed out of the room at the speed of a 100-meter race. In the end, Abu took it all. Pile it all in the lotus root fertilizer town below. Fertilizing the vegetable field in the future will definitely be very efficient. Then he immediately brought the blower. Purify the dirty air in the room. The next day Abu collected dead wood from the back mountain, considering that winter is coming. And he was going to build another woodshed. Then all the wood is carbonized, so that it can withstand the test of rain and snow. As the clouds in the mountains dissipate. Today, a friend from far away in the United States came to visit. He also brought the logs he needed most from the bottom of the mountain. As the saying goes, friends come from afar. Plus the two families have been friends for many years. The wife herself cooks and makes delicious food for them. To make friends have fun here, Abu immediately decided to show his hands. I saw him putting the steel pipe between two logs. Put it on a pre-built bracket. After being bolted, it's a ladder bar for a counterfeit product board. Then take advantage of the large number of people and the strength. And the fence was fixed. As a lifetime strong American, there is always something between two friends. A pool filled with ice cubes is the best way for them to prove themselves. Fortunately, Abu finally persisted, maintained the tall image in the wife's heart, and with the experience of successfully making horizontal bars, let him become out of control from then on. Not only did you create the seesaw, and install the childlike swing at the bottom of the slope. No wonder they say that the most attractive men are the ones who love their hands. The look in your wife's eyes says it all. But compared to all of these crazy things, solving the family's toilet problem is obviously more important. And he framed it. Then it was sealed with a wooden board. In order to achieve the effect of insect and preservative, the outside will also be carbonized with a flame gun. However, pay attention to the safety of fire. I almost lost a whole day's hard work. You can't buy ready-made toilets at the foot of the mountain. Then drill a hole in the bottom of the trash can, put particles with a larger gauze pattern inside, inner tube for cushioning on outer edge fixation. Finally, install the toilet seat, and you're done. Open the door and you can enjoy the scenery at the foot of the mountain. Make everyday auspicious tasks elegant, considering now, can only rely on mobile power to generate electricity. So this afternoon, he got some solar panels. And we put it on the hillside behind the house. Let the panels fully feel the sunbathing. Then connect the line. It's much easier to power the house. The next day, a snowflake swept across the mountain. It's all white. Fortunately, today's work is indoors. Wife arranges the slabs in the living room, in order to restore them to their original position later. Then Abdullah came to make the karoka by himself. Follow the markings made above. Take it apart piece by piece. Remove all indoor floors, in order to facilitate the resizing of the wall later. The surface is also sanded with a grinder. Then brush off the remaining mortar in the gap. Due to the fact that the stone house has been left unattended for a long time, the wooden structure inside is already fragile. The only way is to tear it down. Wait until the future to replace it uniformly. And it's still snowing outside. Abu brews himself a cup of coffee. Relieve the fatigue caused by work. Upstairs and downstairs, a total of 6 rooms. Each room needs to be processed. It is undoubtedly a double test of physical strength and energy. The originally clean corridor was covered with gravel. The dust on the body is at least 2.5 kedis. But in order for the daughters to move to a new home as soon as possible, Abu can only continue to grit his teeth and insist. Fortunately, the wife has never given up. Let the boring work be filled with laughter. And after 2 days of continuous snowfall, the vat of daily water is also full. At least don't worry about water for the next few days. And as the walls of the room are washed clean, the couple dug down the ground floor. The excavated soil fell directly down the hillside. It also saves the time of moving back and forth. The period must be measured with a level time. Make sure the front and rear depths are consistent. This is obviously a huge project. The earth outside has been piled into a mound. Abu had to build a retaining wall underneath, prevent soil from flowing further down, and as the excavation work deepened, horns have also been exposed around the wall, in order to facilitate water and electricity in the later stage. Abu deliberately reserved a gap at the bottom, but because the rocks below are too hard, any tool can take it, there is no way. A person doesn't know when to pry. Abu can only move the target. Start attacking the floor in the middle living room, to prevent the excavated stone fireplace from collapsing. Abu supports the bottom with steel bars. Then the mold is surrounded by a baffle on the outside, and you pour in the concrete. After drying, even if the missile comes, it will not explode. The other walls also have missing pieces. Follow the same operation, and continue to do the same. As the weather warms up, the vegetable seedlings planted before have also grown shoots, in order to continue to expand their planting territory. The slate that Abu moved in and cleaned up these days. Rain close a vegetable patch under the hillside. Next to it is the toilet that has just been built. Fertilization in the future will definitely get twice the result with half the effort. Abu thinks the soil in the back mountain is very good. I plan to dig some back as nutrient soil. I didn't expect to shovel it down. It even dug into the aorta of the mountain. A steady stream of water emerges. And he thought this was where people used to get their water. Maybe later because of the mountain collapse. As a result, the river was blocked by boulders. Now just clear the stone. In the shape of a cistern, you can pipe the water down the mountain. In the future, the problem of water use will be completely solved. As a new day comes, the breeze blows through the weeds on the hillside. Early arbor, often brewed with a cup of fragrant coffee. Let yourself have enough energy. Involved in today's renovation work. The excavation of the living room has been basically completed. He loaded the dug stones into the car, uniformly carry it to the outside for storage, due to the frequent rain in recent months, causing the ground in the mountains to be unusually wet. There are all kinds of boulders scattered on the slope, considering that the bottom is his hut, in case it falls accidentally one day. Chances are it's too hard to see in your sleep. Abu wanted to clean them up. I didn't think about it but accidentally made it into a table. A boulder came loose and hit the panel below. Even the tiles on the roof suffered. Seeing that this approach doesn't work, in the afternoon, Abu bought materials from the town. Going to put guardrails behind the food. Fill in the blanks with barbed wire. It's much safer. The next day, the two of them demolished the floor on the second floor. 90% of the new joists are exposed below. In order to make room, it has a more historical atmosphere. Abu chiseled out the signs of the years with an axe, then carbonized with a flame gun. Give the surface a retro texture. But this step needs to be very careful. It's easy to play with fire and set yourself on fire without paying attention. Fortunately, there is Tanai's blessing to avoid disaster. The effect after carbonization is also very good. It feels very textured through the screen. Then Abu came to the roof. Remove the smashed tiles. There are stones left over from the house under the eaves. Just replace it. The roof can be restored to its original state. There is a small wooden shed under the food. It was used by the original owner to stack sundries. It took the two of them a long time to clean up. Then lay planks on the ground. Lay out the newly bought shelves. Create 2 more work tables with your own hands. Finally, paint the door panels with waterproof paint. It was transformed into Abu's exclusive workshop. Although Abu had cleaned the walls before, but there is still some mortar left deep in the gap. So the next day, he rented a water pump. I cleaned the wall carefully again. Under the initialization of high-intensity water column, no stain can remain. As the walls are rinsed clean, the interior of the stone house has also become a water curtain cave, although the wooden board was waterproof in advance. But the surface is still affected. The couple moved the planks indoors. Let the air dry quickly with a blower. Prevent deformation of the board due to moisture. The next day, the wife polished the surface of the wooden board carefully. Make the white paint better adhere to it. Wait until the shade dries and lay the painted side down. Fix with extension plate screws. It also functions as a first floor ceiling, in order to cater to the texture of measuring old. And Abu sanded it again. Make it appear in a different style than before. The general direction is determined, and they started working together. The wife is responsible for the old processing. Abu just put the floor on. As the days go by, the pumpkins planted before have all grown up and matured. Let the couple drink pumpkin porridge for every meal. The trees on the hillside are also covered with wild fruits, but I just don't know what breed. There is a risk of eating it rashly, but just walk up the mountain road for half an hour. You can pick the freshest raspberries of the season. This stuff is a great source of vitamins. Take it back and make jam. It will keep for a long time. I still remember the boulder that I could never take down. So, he rented a mini excavator. Plus the cost of the worker 500 yuan a day. It can help you clear all the obstacles in the room. The ground inside is getting deeper and deeper. The stones cleared also piled up into hills. The problem plaguing Abu has finally been completely solved. In order not to waste 500 a day's salary, he asked the workers to clean out the left side of the stone house as well. But as soon as the drill starts, the walls of the stone house will tremble. In order to avoid people visiting him, Abu had to let the workers suspend work first. And then we surround the mold with a baffle indoors. Prepare to reinforce the foundation of the stone house. Truckloads of sand and gravel were transported by. The master worker also quickly mixed the concrete. And you pour it into a mold that you build in advance. Don't be afraid even if there is a magnitude 10 earthquake in the future. While the cement is dry and empty, Abu plans to take his family around the neighborhood. I have been busy with the renovation of the food house during this time. It has been a long time since I accompanied my 2 daughters. Just take this opportunity. Experience the grandeur of the Alps. Watch the snow-capped peaks pierce the clouds. The fatigue of working all day seems to vanish. Dry thoroughly as the next day's machine is strong. Abu removes the outer baffle. Fix the ground. Upper steel mesh. Start gluing the bottom level. Fortunately, there is a worker brother to help mix the concrete. It made it a lot easier for Abu to operate. When you're done, use a tool to paint and scrape flat. Make sure every part is at the same height. At the same time, we're going to drill a hole between the two houses. Plug in the pipes for water and electricity in advance. Prevent the trouble of rework later. Seeing my father work so hard, sometimes the two daughters would come over to help. Although it doesn't help much. But seeing them working hard. But it can warm the hearts of the couple. With the foundation hardening of the ground, waiting for drying time, Abu shakes the excavator again. Demolition of the left terrace. I plan to build a toilet room from here. After all, both women have grown up. You also need to have your own room. And the interior is backed by a solid wall seat. This time the tremors were significantly relieved. Seeing more and more gravel falling, Abu hurriedly surrounded the retaining wall below. Avoid sand and rocks from sliding down the terraces further below, and under the attack of the excavator Dolly City. Soon the hard patio will be completely shattered. Don't throw away the clean gravel. They will be important members of the later expansion. Then Abu measures the approximate size and mark the walls accordingly. Lay the hydropower pipelines in place in advance. After planning the scope of the foundation with the baffle, and the steel bars are used to weave the keel frame, concrete can then be poured. With the completion of the pouring of the ground, waiting for drying time. By the way, connect the indoor sewer pipe. Note that the hole should be tilted at a certain angle to allow sewage to flow out more smoothly. At the same time, the ordered bricks also just arrived. Arrange it neatly on the ground and inside. Empty design can effectively isolate the invasion of morale. And then the next day it's poured in concrete. Even though it's raining lightly outside, nor can it stop Abu's determination to work. Finally apply flat with a spatula, even if the renovation of the ground is basically completed. To make getting in and out more helpful, Abu directs the workers to start smashing the wall until a doorway is open to allow artists to pass through. I didn't expect to find a shriveled animal carcass. It seems that the mice have not had a good time these years. When you're done, support the top. Prevent collapse during construction. As the foundation solidifies the next day, workers use baffles to enclose molds in the wall. After the measurement height reaches the expected level, use square wood to determine the position of the doors and windows. Then arrange the steel mesh for reinforcement. Fortunately, the two workers are experienced. Every step is well grasped. The stones dug up before also have a place to use. After modifying it into a square shape with a chisel, it can be used to build the outer wall. Watch the rocks get higher and higher. Abu found a piece of dead wood from the back mountain. After dressing the surface, apply anti-corrosive and moisture-proof wood wax oil, transformed into a retro door enzyme. It adds hundreds of years of history in one go. And they continued to build up until the walls reached their intended height. Thoroughly dry the next day. Red Abu removes the wooden boards from the wall. Due to the uneven side near the mountain, you need to build the mold with wooden boards first. The middle is reinforced with steel mesh. Then, it is covered with a layer of wooden boards. So a sandwich can be formed in the middle. It's convenient to pour concrete into it next. But before that, everyone first installed the measurement, and then covered with planks. Temporarily close the roof. There is a place to step on. You can water the wall from top to bottom. Considering that the indoor door frame does not match the height, make him unable to stand up straight at 1.8 meters. I can only ask the workers to cross it with tiers, then widen at the edge of the pair, while the workers are repairing. In order to give the interior a more retro style, Abu specially ordered the arch mold. Just line the top edge tightly with stone bricks. You can make the door opening have a round shape. The mountains start to get wet as soon as autumn enters, especially the walls near the mountain. It seems that water can drip from between the stone bricks, so Abu first covered it with plastic film. Then take the hollow brick for the baser. Don't give the moisture any chance to enter the room. I thought that after these few days of study, you can also operate it as freely as the old master. I didn't expect to get started to know that only guys can know. It seems impossible to save money on labor costs. The second floor will be used as a future residential area. Abu chose to install this wooden door cowl. In addition to being able to contrast with the first floor, it will also look a lot warmer. After the walls of the side room are completely dry, everyone removed all the front and rear baffles. And then we put steel mesh on the roof. Then increase the steel pipe lip support from the bottom. Avoid roof collapse during pouring. With the completion of the pouring of the side roof, to make it easier to get up and down, take the opportunity to build the stairs next to it. Just use wooden boards to enclose the mold. Internal fixation on reinforcement increases strength. It then divides the steps for treading. You can fill it with concrete with confidence. Finally, use the tool to vibrate repeatedly. Quickly remove the bubbles inside, before the surface solidifies. The family engraved their names on it. Make a mark for a new home that's about to be built. Because the wall at the corner of the stairs is too low, in order to make the most of this space, you need to continue to build upwards with red bricks. It is also convenient to divide uniformly in the future. Due to the requirements for indoor ceiling, and frame the walls with steel pipes. Leave a fixed space for the entrance of the insulation board. The room next to the stairs he plans to make into a bathroom. Therefore, the steel mesh needs to be fixed. Pour concrete to waterproof the ground. At the same time, use steel pipes to partition the front. Then you can get the drywall. Seal the walls of the bathroom. On the other hand, the wife is not idle either. Removing weeds from the vegetable field with my daughter. Harvest in the coming year and plant the seedlings of hope. Considering the low height of the doorway, make it difficult for a petite wife to pass. So, Abu puts beams on top. Fix it to the wall with a clamp. Then you can remove the stone below. Don't worry about the risk of collapse. Then the sides are repaired and leveled. Install the same wooden door enzyme as the indoor one. The overall temperament is immediately upgraded by a level. Since the stone house is next to the mountain, in the rainy season, it is easy to seep water indoors. To solve this design challenge, Abu intends to dig a drainage area in the rear. Note that the hole should be tilted at a certain angle, in order to make the rain more concentrated. Then drill a 1 meter deep pit downhill, so that the water can penetrate into the ground uniformly. The water supply and drainage area is covered with plastic film. You can pull in the concrete and pour it. And I thought the light was too low. Keep the lights on throughout the day. So Abu decided to add skylights to the roof. However, this kind of thing has to be left to professionals. After all, the wooden frame below needs to be removed. It is easy to destroy the stability of the structure. Finally, install the upper wood to support it. Then you can move it to the sunroof and install it. And when you're done, it brightens up a little bit. The insulation board ordered the next day has also arrived. Cut it to verify the size. Stuffed into the reserved mountain. Secure the seams with sealing tape. Make sure you don't even think about entering the room. Be careful to reserve the pipeline when you're done. It is convenient to connect the power supply to the room later. The job seems very simple. It's actually not that hard to do. However, the area of vaping on the 2 floors. It indicates the next period of time. Abu's work will be centered on this. It took 2 weeks. Finally installed all the insulation boards. Then cover it with a reflective film. Prevent indoor moisture from rising and eroding stains. Finally, connect the wiring of the lamp. You can take the wooden board for final sealing. Watching my husband work so hard. Occasionally the wife will come over to help, but most of the time, it's all up to Abu to face everything alone. Obviously this is not an easy task either, but wait until it's completely done. Seeing the adoring look on my daughter's face, in an instant, it made him feel that the hard work was not worth mentioning. The rain has been continuous in recent days. It's as if water can be squeezed out of the air, in order to prevent anti-moisture indoors. Abu first laid plastic film on the ground, then neatly arranged on the insulation board. It can not only play the role of moisture-proof and moisture-proof, it can also further improve the thermal insulation effect of food, make floor heating more efficient and rapid. The window is the most overlooked part. Also cover it with thermal insulation board. After all, it will be here in the future. No small detail can be missed. The next day Abu bought the pipes and started arranging the direction of no waterway. But that's not his strong suit. Only a professional master can be hired to be solely responsible. In addition to imaging the water flow into the toilet on the 2nd floor, it is also necessary to prepare for the later installation of floor heating. Looking at the intertwined pipes on the ground, even a master with 20 years of experience in water and electricity, it also took nearly a month. Then dig a half-meter deep ditch in front of the door. After connecting the pipes used to discharge sewage, the entire food water system is considered complete. The next day Abu bought a truckload of drywall. Prepare to seal the inside of the food. It should be cut according to the size beforehand. Make sure the cover fits tightly. Fortunately, there are workers to help install it. Let the work go very smoothly. Then apply the mortar. Cover the gaps between the plates. On the other hand, Abu was not idle either. He refilled the 1st floor. Cover up the water pipes on the ground, in order to highlight the content of the food as much as possible. Abu set aside a few walls that were not covered, but since the mortar between the stone bricks has been removed, you also need to squeeze a new caulk to fill it up. And then polish it with a brush. Clean up the excess mortar on the surface. Let the walls of 100 years ago have exquisite shapes. The The next day Abu bought various types of lines, ready to start combing the wiring of the whole house, thanks to the pipeline reserved in advance, so that the wires can be inserted into the wall at will, with the help of professionals. Even in complex interior layouts, it's very easy to strategically deploy for them. While the workers and masters are busy, Abu shakes the excavator from under the mountain. It's going to reshape the hill on the left side of the terrace. Under the fierce attack of the impact drill, on hard rocks for a while, Abu picked a piece that is in very good condition. Carved with a chisel into a square shape. Can be used as a threshold for food. You don't have to worry about backpouring anymore when it rains. Then he cleaned the room carefully, in order to facilitate the installation of floor heating. Abu first laid this plastic board on the ground, relying on the card slot that comes with the plate. You can fix the pipes neatly. And we're done. And Abu puts baffles around the room. Pull and dry mixed concrete to pour the ground. The moisture content in this material is extremely low, easier to set and dries quickly, greatly alleviates the problem of shrinkage cracking. To reward the hard-working master, Abu also brewed a cup of coffee for everyone. I hope their studio can work harder while waiting to dry, to prevent enthusiastic goats from sending warmth. He also made special protection at the door. The doors and windows ordered the next day just arrived. This old wooden door can finally be retired, replaced with floor-to-ceiling windows with better lighting, and for some inappropriate places, it's fine-tuned with a chisel. Make sure it fits tightly when installed. It has been more than 2 years since the beginning. The stone house finally feels like home, but with the indoor wiring connected. More places are using electricity. Abu added a few more batteries. At the same time, another point is that after 2 days of hard work by the excavator master, the mountain finally meets Abu's requirements. He's going to build an outdoor kitchen here. The stone excavated also has the opportunity to reverse the employment, after trimming the square shape with a chisel. Participate in the construction of the retaining wall, and some smaller gravel can't be wasted either. All must be added to the soft wall big leaf. Considering the overall aesthetics, the drain pipe needs to be hidden in advance. Right in the middle of the retaining wall, Abu is also going to build another fireplace. Not only can it be used for heating when cooking in winter, in the future, the whole small barbecue will not be too pleasant. With previous experience in building side houses, let Abu's craftsmanship improve a lot. There is no difficulty in operating. Every detail must be strictly controlled. And as the height of the walls gets higher and higher, and then you build the shallots for the fireplace. The next day a snowflake fell on the mountain, lowered the morning temperature a lot. Directly Abu trims the surface of the square wood. Then it is carbonized at high temperature with a flame gun. It can be used to decorate the facade of the fireplace. And then the slates go up the top. The whole thing is finished. And look at it when it's finished. The wife can no longer hide her joy. Instantly bake a crispy cookie. You can cook here in the future. And the next day, Abu got up early. He's going to take a stroll down the mountain. By the way, find inspiration for the next renovation when looking at the clear spring water in front of you, ready to replicate it next to the fireplace. Fortunately, the overall structure is not complicated. Just hide the water pipe in it beforehand. Carve a water outlet groove into the stone. It's like a water pipe. Then continue to build up with stones. After reaching the predetermined height, this building has a strong local atmosphere, and the historic spring pool is completed. In the future, as long as the water supply pipe is filled with water, the height is also a scenic line on the mountain, considering the waterproofing of the bathroom, and paint the walls with blue waterproof paint. Fortunately, this job is relatively simple. Let the wife also do something modest. After the paint surface is completely dried, with the help of a level, paste the tiles on the bathroom section, and suitable places need to be carefully cut. Make sure it fits perfectly. It's snowing outside. Let the air between heaven and earth become colder. Benefit from the original honey. The bee does it right. You can work indoors without moving your hands. With the tiling of the bathroom, but Abu feels like his waist is about to break. But it's not over yet. And apply mortar between the tiles. Do every last job for the next day. Install the toilet together, and an oversized ceramic bathtub. There is no shortage of showers for flushing. In order to make it comfortable to live in summer, Abu backhanded and installed an air conditioner on the second floor. Seeing the increasing number of household appliances, worried that there will be a power shortage. So he put another fireplace in the living room. As the warm flames rise, in the future, heating on the mountain will have a double guarantee. Then clean the dust on it. Let the wooden structure of 100 years ago be brought back to life. Since scraping putty is not their strong suit, this job can only be left to a professional master. It seems that some money is destined to be earned by others. In order to avoid the walls of the bathroom being too monotonous, Abu had his workers paint this Venetian ash. As long as it is carefully smudged and polished, it can take on the texture of marble. Considering the problem of daily washing, Abu built another washstand purely by hand. Put it in the newly renovated bathroom. The effect is not much different from what you bought. Bathrooms are hardest hit by water use. Also install glass partitions to divide. And there's a real wet and dry separation. There are also mirrors used for beauty. Open the beauty that comes with it. It seems to have become a lot more handsome. The next day he bought oversized polypropylene cans, buried in a deep pit excavated in advance, full for 100 gallons of capacity. It's not a problem for a family to use it for 3 or 5 years. Benefit from pre-reserved roots. Makes lighting installation much easier. In order to highlight the style of the object, each area is lit differently. It not only meets the lighting needs of various spaces, it also creates a sense of atmosphere that fits the scene. The door should also be installed with retro wall lamps. Make the overall style more historical. And then Abu puts a rubber pad on the floor. Paste the gap firmly with tape. You can start the installation of the second floor. Apply glue evenly between the plates. Make sure there is no possibility of displacement. The result after completion is very good. Walnut-colored plates are all high-end. Looks like it goes well with the stone house, considering that the first floor needs to be trampled frequently. Lay out this hard-wearing stone tile. In addition to low maintenance costs, it is also more convenient to clean daily, in order to save unnecessary expenses. He plans to make the interior door himself. After that, use the flame gun to iron it. Endowed with the super strong characteristics of wood panels that are not corroded for 100 years. Install it with an anklet. The hat is evenly painted with wood wax oil. Isn't this exquisite feeling coming? Not only that, even the vegetable sink is pitched by hand. The interior decoration is basically done. It can be seen that 7 women and 3 people are quite satisfied. After all, we are one step closer to moving into our new home. In the afternoon, Abu bought refrigerators and other electrical appliances from the town, thanks to the pipeline reserved in advance. Make the installation of gas stoves very simple. The furniture ordered the next day also just arrived, although you still need to assemble it yourself. But it wasn't that easy for Abu. And when it's done, it's the girl's bunk. As for the couple's couch, Abu plans to make it himself. It's not because I'm afraid of spending money, just like the feeling of labor. I heard about my son's renovation of the house. The old couple came not far from the United States. I hope I can give my son some help. As an old man with 30 years of carpentry experience, as long as Abu gives the blueprints, any complex structure can also be pitched by hand. Then as long as the water is fixed, and then we put it on a whole pine board. It is a beautiful and practical multifunctional collapse. In addition to this, there is a complete set of cabinets. No wonder it is said that there is an old man in the family like a bucket. This bucket is operated, and let Abu easily save a lot of money. Considering the safety issues when going upstairs and downstairs, the two plan to install guardrails on the stairs. I thought the old man would only stop carpentry. I didn't expect electric welding to be a problem. It's done perfectly. The other side, the construction of an outdoor kitchen is also on the agenda. I saw that Abu first enclosed the large area on the ground, then put in the steel mesh. A solid base is made of concrete. Let it dry completely the next day. You can start building the shape of the stove. When you're done, apply mortar to the surface. Fill the gaps between the stone bricks. Then apply a layer of white putty. Make the whole look more beautiful. Then continue to mold around. Concrete was poured over the top of the table, waiting for drying time. In order to enjoy light better, the two plan to install shade nets on the terrace. Fortunately, what you buy are finished frames. Just assemble it step by step. The next day, Abu turned on the power outdoors. Connect the water pipe again. Finally, install the gas stove. The production of the outdoor kitchen is done. It took more than 3 years. The family has finally established itself in the Alps. Although some details of the food need to be polished, but this doesn't prevent normal daily life at all. The rest of the work is not rushed. Just take it one step at a time.